Hello, thank you for stopping by. I'm Ivana Victoria, and this is my channel, Life with the Sunflower Girl. So today I'm going to teach you how to make an apple crostata. So what is the difference between an American apple pie and an Italian crostata? Everything. The consistency, the pastry, the dough, the presentation, everything is different. The primary thing I would say is that um, the crust of an American apple pie is very thin, and the filling is what's the star, right? The apples. It's a lot of apples and thin pastry, thin crust. The Italian crostata, it's the, I would say, the star is the actual crust. It is more of a biscuit crust. I mean, a cookie for American cookie, a cookie dough. In fact, you can use, and I use the same dough to make um, biscotti. And I'm going to quickly say this, teach you this, and you're probably going to hear me say this in a lot of my videos. So in Italian, the word biscotti means cookies. In the UK, they're called biscuits, right? They don't call cookies like we do here in the US. In the UK, they're called biscuits. In Italian, they're called biscotti. But here in the US, when you think of a biscotti, you think of one specific biscotti, which in Italy are called cantucci. So that's just a little bit of extra education. But the crostata, so crostata, the crust is like a cookie dough, but the filling is not as overpowering. I would say that it is a little more balanced than the typical American apple pie. And then, of course, the presentation is different. It looks different. So anyhow, let me show you. So when I give you my recipes, which I will write down the ingredients and the amount, I will always give it to you in grams because metric is more precise. So when you're baking, you want to be as precise as possible. So if you don't have a scale, I would encourage you to invest on a scale. So we start with flour, and this is organic all-purpose flour. If you don't want to use organic, don't use organic, but all-purpose flour, okay? And it's a very easy recipe. You put everything together, okay? So then we make the little fountain, right? And then I will add the sugar. I use also organic cane sugar, and the sugar is 150 grams of sugar. And I'll put it right here, okay? Then I will add 2 eggs, and these are farm eggs, organic. I'm just sharing with you what I use. You don't have to use organic farm eggs if you don't have them available or if you don't care. So these are the 2 eggs here. And then it is 100 grams of butter. I also use organic butter. But if you don't want to use butter, you can also use coconut oil. I've done that and I love it. I love coconut oil, but I'm going to give you the recipe exactly like I learned it from my aunt, how she taught me the recipe, okay? So this is softened butter. Unlike shortbread dough, you want for the shortbread, you want the butter to be cold, but for this one, you want the butter to be softened. So I took the butter out ahead of time to mix it. Then you also add 2 tablespoons of olive oil, always extra virgin olive oil. 1 and 2. Then you add either 1 teaspoon, or I'm generous with vanilla, so 1 teaspoon or up to a tablespoon of vanilla. Right now, at the moment, I have the vanilla powder. I have been liking to use the powder a little more lately, but I use both. So in this case, because the flavor is stronger, I am putting half a teaspoon of that. Okay. Yeah. And then we need the baking powder. So I'm going to show you. In Italy, we use this. And I found it on online, okay, on Amazon. I found this one. It's called Pane Angeli, and this brought memories from when I was a little girl, because this is what was used always for making any cake or cookies or crostata. But I bought it more so for my memory. It was more of a nostalgic moment, and that's why, you know, I got excited. I found it and I bought it. But quite frankly, I do rather use just baking powder, and I like to use baking powder that is aluminum free and GMO free. This one here has a little few extra ingredients that I'm not really fond of, so I've been using it just to use it, just because of my memories. But quite frankly, aluminum free baking powder, that's what you want to use. And you put 1 tablespoon. For this I am using the measuring spoon. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. So, and that's it. And you can also use, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, I like to put lemon peel. I don't have lemon right now. I don't have, I mean, I do actually, I have them pre-cut, but anyhow, I forgot about the peel. So what I use sometimes to substitute the lemon peel is lemon essential oil. And I like to use Young Living. And this is their lemon oil. And lemon essential oil comes from the peel, not the juice of the lemon, but from the peel. So it is very strong, so I put just 1 drop, sometimes 2, if 2 fold is okay, of this. All right, so smells so good. And this, by the way, is the Young Living Vitality Oil. They have, the Vitality oils are all of the oils that can be ingested. Okay, so we measured, what, actually I got 1 drop, exactly, that was good. So, and there are all the ingredients. So I use the spoon or a fork to start. And then I will use my clean hands. Always clean, no rings on, and just this. And clean here. So one time, okay, this was several years ago, I was invited somewhere for Christmas, and one of the things that I brought was exactly the apple crostata. And when it was time for dessert and we were eating the apple crostata, they also had other dessert. And I was talking to my friend who invited me, and she had other ladies over, other people, but the ladies, we were all talking together, and all of a sudden, this lady started to cry as she's eating my crostata. And it wasn't just a few tears. She cried so dramatically that it frightened me. And I was like, oh my word, my first thought, like, what did I put in the crostata? What happened? And as I'm trying to, she couldn't even speak to me. She was so choked up, crying. And next thing I know, she starts saying to me, this is so good, this is so good. And I was like, oh my goodness, why are you crying? But then she shared with me that her family was from Sicily, where I was born, and that the crostata brought back memories that made her very emotional. So I can say my crostata made someone cry, and thank God it wasn't because they hated it, but because they loved it and brought good memories back to their mind, to their heart. So this is my crostata. Okay, here's the dough. It was fast. It is soft, the dough, okay? And what I'm gonna do now, I already have my crostata or the pie pan ready. I did flour it just a little bit, okay? So like I said to you, it is a rustic dough. So this type of dough, you don't need to let me cut here first of all. Okay, I'm gonna cut a piece because this is for afterwards to do the crisscross, the typical crisscross of the crostata on top. So the way you put this, you just put it a little bit at a time. So you don't need to extend the dough. You just press it down a little bit at a time, you know, like this. And you can move pretty fast. I was thinking, as I'm here, you know, playing with the videos, I was thinking to maybe have one already made, but well, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna make it right in front of you. It's pretty fast to make. So you just put it together. You use your fingers to just put the dough on the pan. And I did not butter the pan because it's pretty, the dough has 100 grams of butter. It's pretty oily. So I just put a little bit of flour, but that's up to you depending what kind of pie pan you have. Okay. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it, and please comment. I absolutely love this crostata, and I'm making the apple crostata because this is what I learned, but I've used the same dough to make crostata with berries. So you can do that, but the original is the apple. All right, see, there it is. So the other thing is the apple. So the way I do it, now this is preference, because I don't like chunky apples. I do it this way, which my aunt used to do it the same. I grated like 3 apples here to put as the filling, and also I let the apple drain because once you shred them, they release a lot of water, so you don't want the water on the crust because if not, the crust is going to be soggy. So that's there to fill it. And then I slide 2 more apples to make it look pretty. Now I like my apple cut very thin, once again because I don't like chunky apples when they're cooked, but that is to your likeness. Okay, I'm gonna bring this here just to your preference. If you like the chunky apples, go ahead and cut them thick. That's to your preference. Now I forgot that to put, okay, a pinch of salt. You can do that. Add a pinch of salt. I thought I was forgetting something. So a pinch of salt to the dough. Okay, now I cut two, no, three apples. That's what I got here. But I might not need to use all of them. But I'm putting it, you know, you put them all around. And I'm going to show you. So, another thing that is typical for American apple pie is cinnamon. We don't use cinnamon. We use cinnamon in many other dessert, but not so much. At least this recipe that my aunt gave me does not have cinnamon in it. I did put some fresh lemon juice on top of the apple so that they wouldn't go dark, you know. And I like a little bit of taste of the lemon, the citrus. But you can add cinnamon if you like, if you absolutely like the cinnamon flavor. I love cinnamon, but quite frankly, I don't care for it so much when I make this apple pie. So I'm going to show you. It's looking so pretty. And pretty. Trying to find the slices that look pretty. So, see, there it is. Now, see, I have more apple left here. And like I said, if you like it with more apples, you can add them, but I think this is perfect. So this was more like three to four apples. Okay, so now I have here a little bit of flour, and I'm going to put it here, and I'm gonna break this, and just with my hand, and then here. I'm rolling it. See if you can see. There. Things. And then I'll do another one. It is such an easy dough, and it's so delicious. And like I said, you can make the dough and use it for making cookies if you like. Okay, so let's measure here. I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna see. And you start crisscrossing, and I like to push it down a little. Okay, and then here it's too long, and just easy. And because this one, you know, is not the type of dough like a shortbread that you can roll it and then you make it all perfect, you know, you cut it. This one is all done by hand, so it's rustic, and it looks beautiful. Okay. This here, it's more. You see it coming together. Okay, little more. So my oven is still preheating at 350 Fahrenheit, and in Celsius that would be 180. Okay, if you watch me from a different country where you use Celsius, it's 180 Celsius. But here I am in the US, is 350 Fahrenheit. And then my oven, like I say, is already warm, as being preheating. And let's see, we'll have more here. And here. We're almost done. Ta-da! See, it looks so pretty. So now I'm going to put this one in my oven for 35 minutes, but you know, it depends on your oven. The crostata was in the oven for 35 minutes. It depends on your oven. It might take a few more minutes. You want to check it. You want it to be this beautiful golden color. See how pretty? So I waited, of course, to cool down. It's still a little warm, but it's cool enough to be touched. So I'm going to sprinkle some powdered sugar, just because it makes it look prettier. Ta-da-da! I like to, not too much, but I like to put enough that you can see it. See? Isn't it beautiful? And of course, smells so good. All right, let's cut a piece. You here across. And I have a plate here. My spatula. Look at this. It's so pretty. And now I'm going to taste it for you. Right. It is so good. I love it. And you can eat this for breakfast with coffee or tea if you drink tea. It can be a beautiful snack, you know, for the afternoon coffee or afternoon tea. But there it is, my apple crostata. I hope you will give it a try. You will put some comments if you have any questions. I will put all the ingredients and measurements on the post. So I hope you will give it a try and you will enjoy it. I can guarantee that. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. All right. Much love to all of you.